Hi everyone. I want to spend the next few minutes talking about the differences between a spinal and general anesthetic. I'm making this video to help you know what questions to be asking your doctors as you prepare for surgery. There may be reasons specific to your body, age, or health that don't give you the option of choosing one anesthetic over another. So it's possible not all of this video will be applicable to you. I want to encourage you to take from it what you can to help you prepare as you plan for your own surgery. To put this video into perspective, I've had 5 of my 7 surgeries as an adult between 2007 and 2015. This has been a real roller coaster for me. I've had multiple failed surgeries. Following the failed surgeries, recent ones didn't bring about the expected results. It's left me with a very difficult situation to manage and try to make the best of. In 2007, I had my first surgery as an adult. I was 30 years old. I wanted a general anesthetic because I didn't want to be aware of what was being done to my body during the surgery. I had the misconception that a spinal anesthetic leaves you aware of what's being done to your body. There are options to address this in a spinal anesthetic. A general anesthetic slows your breathing and lowers your blood pressure. I see a general anesthetic as being a good option for a young person without a history of heart or blood pressure issues. In 2008, I had my next surgery. This was day surgery. The question the anesthetist asked me was how long did I want to be at the hospital for. A spinal anesthetic would require several hours of hospitalization until the freezing came undone. I chose a general anesthetic. I wanted to be recovering with friends as soon as it was possible. By the time 2009 came along, I was 32 years old. The anesthetist realized I would be needing surgeries throughout my life. The conversation the anesthetist had with me was that it would be better at my age to try a spinal anesthetic. If I took an adverse reaction, it would be better doing so when I was young and without having any of the risk factors. As well, the anesthetist wanted me to prepare for when adult surgeries would happen and I would not have the option of a general anesthetic. What we agreed on was using a bit of a general anesthetic and a spinal to top up what was needed. In 2013, it was time for my next operation. I was 35 years old. During the pre-surgery consultation, I presented a case and passed the fitness screening for a general anesthetic. But on the day of surgery, I made the mistake about thinking of my 3 failed surgeries and began to question what I was doing here. My blood pressure and pulse shot up, and I began feeling very, very anxious. I needed a mild dose of anti-anxiety medication to calm me back down. So from this experience, I have a great respect for those who struggle with anxiety. At the moment my heart rate and pulse went up, the option for a general anesthetic was off the table, and it was going to be too stressful on my heart. I asked the anesthetist to give me something good to mess up my mind so I wouldn't be aware of what was happening to my body during the operation. Then this was readily agreed upon, and it worked well. In 2015, at age 37, I needed another operation. I had purchased a digital blood pressure cuff to bring several random blood pressure readings with me to the pre-surgery screening. I also prepared a chart of my surgeries and the type of an anesthetic that was used. I did this to help the hospital staff help me. I immediately requested a spinal anesthetic, and this was used during the operation. These are my reflections on the two types of anesthetics. First, a breathing tube is used as part of a general anesthetic. It made my throat sore during the 48 hours following each of the general anesthetic surgeries. I sipped on ice waters to help ease this pain. Second, I was put on oxygen for 48 hours following my general anesthetic because my oxygen saturation level was low. This involved wearing something like fish tank tubing around my ears with a generic adapter into my nose. 3. I didn't realize just how long it takes a spinal anesthetic to wear off. I had become concerned I was paralyzed from the waist down when I woke up from my 2000 surgery and could not move either of my legs. 4. I also wet the bed following my 2013 surgery while still being frozen from the spinal anesthetic. I didn't even know that this had happened. The nursing staff washed me and then changed the linens. This wasn't a concern for them or anything to be embarrassed about happening. 5. What the anesthetist said about better pain control in the 24 hours following surgery at the spinal was very true. Morphine is included in the spinal anesthetic, and it certainly helped the pain control transition to oral pain medication. 6. I needed a high fiber diet and stool softener medication with both types of anesthetics. 7. The main question I had immediately prior to each surgery was what equipment would be hooked up to me when I woke up from the operation. I wanted to know this in advance to help me feel more comfortable. And finally, I also want to mention that as a man, I was quite concerned that the doctors would want to circumcise me because of needing a catheter during or following surgery. I gave written instructions that this wasn't to happen under any circumstances. With the effects of an anesthetic in my body, I didn't want to agree to something that I did not want to happen. This wasn't an issue with the hospital. Just as I can clean under my foreskin each day, the hospital was able to retract my foreskin to insert the catheters that I needed following each of these surgeries. So I've shared this all in the hopes of helping you think through what you would do. I certainly had a wonderful experience with the spinal anesthetic, and I would choose it going forward with something being included to make my mind not be aware of what is happening in the situation. I've been very grateful for the doctors and nurses that helped me, and certainly they were all professional and acted appropriately as they helped me when I was vulnerable while in the recovery room at the hospital. Thank you very much for this time that you spent with me today. I really appreciate it. Bye for now.